So Z1, the name Z1 may sound like a successor of the Xperia Z, and it is, but actually to the feels, it's got a metal frame silver, and it actually kind of reminds me of Lumia 925. I really like the Lumia 925, the way it feels in the hand, and the way how it feels really sturdy, and it's exactly, well, maybe not exactly, but it's quite the same with the Xperia Z1. It feels really nice in your hands. But before we go on that, let's do a little bit of comparison with Xperia Z. It had the plastic frames and everything. It's got metal one. They both have 5 inches of display, but Z1 is a bit taller. But instead, you get to have this unprotected but waterproof headphone jack. So that's another upside over there. And Xperia Z Ultra looks almost identical, just a bit smaller. But this one, Xperia Z1 is thicker. But other than that, it feels really alike. So let's get into the little details. On the top, there is a Sony logo, front-facing camera, sensors, 5 inches of 5-inch of full HD display, and there are no key on the bottom. It's built in as a soft key. Let's get into more details on these sides. There is a micro SIM card slot over there. The one part that I really don't like about Sony smartphones is that their SIM card slot and the SIM card holder tray isn't exactly the best. They have little thin plastic-likely thingy, but I don't know why they make it like that. There's a power key, Sony's identity, and the volume rocker, and the camera shutter key. Dedicated camera shutter key is always good. And on the left, there is a micro SD card slot and the micro USB port over there. Micro USB port over there. And a docking port that you use for your docks, or actually there's an accessory that I saw on eBay that you can actually have a micro USB cable connected to this for charging, because it's really annoying to open the cab every time you want to charge your phone. So that's another thing. And on the back there is a 20.7 megapixels of camera, G lens, LED flash, Sony logo, blah blah blah. And on the top, as I mentioned, is a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack that can be waterproof. That is waterproof even without the cap. On the bottom is a speaker. Speaker on the bottom is always a good thing. It's better than speaker on the back. It doesn't get stuffed by the floor, so you can hear it while you put on the floor. Let's turn it on. This is a 5-inch Full HD display. The thing about the Sony smartphone is that what you would expect from Sony as a company that has built so many TVs and cameras and everything is that they would have a good display and good camera. But it's not exactly the case, and they haven't got any better. Its viewing angle is terrible. It's really terrible, and its quality isn't so great. That's one thing. It looks fine on the front, but as you tilt it, maybe it's a privacy issue? No, never mind. I'm very sure it's not a privacy issue, but viewing angle is terrible. So that's one thing. Other than that, what's inside this smartphone is Snapdragon 800 and 2 gigabytes of RAM. 2 gigabytes of RAM used to be the top, but Galaxy Note 3 has updated it with 3 gigs, so it's not exactly top notch, but still, it is one of the best specs smartphone in the market. And it's really snappy. Sony has gotten a lot better. They used to not have the best software in the world. Xperia Z Ultra, the initial software that shipped with it, wasn't the best. But since the update and the one that comes with the Xperia Z1 is probably really the snappiest software in the market right now, other than the stack Android. So this has really nice, neat little features, and it's snappy, and you won't feel any lags almost anything that you do with the smartphone. And sound-wise, they gotten better too. As a manufacturer for the Walkmans, they have their sound effect system, and you go to sound enhancement over there, and there's that clear bass, and it does its job very well. And they used to only work in the built-in apps as music and the Walkman app and the video app, but they got a step forward, and now this sound effect works everywhere in the smartphone, whether you watch YouTube or whether you have a third-party app like power amps. So that's one good thing. The sound has got better. The speaker over there doesn't exactly do the best job, but it's acceptable. Let's hear a song. It's not exactly best quality, but considering it's waterproof and considering how terrible of a speaker Xperia Z Ultra had, this is acceptable. I want to play more, but then they're going to start charging me for music, so let's stop it right there. So speaker has gone better, and camera. The camera at 20.7 megapixel camera may sound awesome, and Sony has been marketing this Xperia Z1 as the best smartphone camera in the market, but I'm not really sure if that's the case. Maybe the best smartphone camera that is waterproof. Maybe that one might be true. But the overall photo quality isn't exactly meeting up to the expectation of that G lens kind of thingy. I'm not saying it's bad. It's still good. It's still good compared to other smartphones, but it's not the best. And they do have this little neat CyberShot sound thingy. That's a good thing, but photo quality, not really sure. The biggest thing about Xperia Z1 is that it's waterproof. So let's do a little bit of test over here. We got a water over there. Before you dive that into water, you better make sure that all the caps over there are closed, so you don't want to get your phone fixed over it. So we can dive it in there, and it would work just fine. The touchscreen part doesn't work. I hope some company just figures something out, but this is waterproof and works fine. I want to dive it longer, but due to time constraints, we'll stop here. And let's wipe the water out a little. Works fine, and the other good thing about Xperia Z1 is its battery. Surprisingly enough, it's got 3000 milliamps of battery built in. It's not replaceable, but still, 3000 milliamps is one of the biggest capacity in the market right now, and it performs really good. I tried using it without charging for up to 4 days. Of course, most of the time the phone was in idle and it was connected to Wi-Fi, but still, considering that, I did play some music, I did watch some movies, I did shoot some photos, and it survived pretty long. And it's got this mode called stamina mode. Where is it? Under power management, there's a stamina mode, and it saves your battery. Of course, almost all of the phones in the market have this kind of power saving mode, but this should increase the battery life a bit longer than that. So into that battery matter, you should be just fine. Other than that, this is the part that I really like about the Xperia Z1 especially is that it feels really premium. Now, I really don't want to go over how the phone should look to be feeling like a premium smartphone. This is how a phone should look when it's premium and flagship. Feels really nice, feels really sturdy. Other than the screen, actually that's a big thing, but other than the screen, this is almost perfect. I know this is still pricey, and I'm not expecting you to spend that much money for Xperia Z1. I don't think it's exactly a rational purchase, but when the price gets low down enough for the other flagship smartphones as Galaxy S4 or the LG G2, I will definitely choose Xperia Z1 over all the other phones. Maybe iPhone, I'm not really sure. But anyway, this is one of the best smartphones, best flagship device, best smartphone, best flagship device on the market, and strongly suggested to anyone, even if you don't need the waterproof function. You know, it might rain one day. So, this was Xperia Z1, and I didn't miss anything. I better haven't. This was Xperia Z1, and before we end the video, let's do a little bit of a roll around. Other reviewers actually have a machine for this. Why do I have to do this manually? Anyway, this beautiful device over here was Xperia Z1, and this is, I heard that this started, selling in the States as well. So this is your Xperia Z1, actually my Xperia Z1. And we are under KG. There should be a subscribe button as well, as always, and there should be a link to our Facebook page. Go subscribe, go like to get the review on the fastest reviews on the smartphones on the market faster than anyone else. Thanks always for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!